Much of the world is suffering from the many symptoms of global desertification. These include ever-increasing droughts, floods, poverty, social breakdown, poaching, biodiversity loss, immigration to cities, violence, and climate change. Every year, countries around the world spend billions of dollars treating these symptoms, while most people ignore the cause. Continuing to only treat the symptoms while ignoring the cause is total insanity. If someone was beating you over the head with a baseball bat, would you take a discipline for the pain and just let them carry on beating you? Of course not. Any sane person would stop the beating. Then why are we taking more and more discipline while the desert relentlessly marches on? Not just from agriculture, which is the most destructive industry that we have, more than coal mining and other extractive industries. Our annual production of dead, eroding soil is over 75 billion tons per year. That's about 10 tons per human alive today. That figure is referring to the 20% of arable land, not the 80% that, in many cases, is showing far greater erosion due to man-made desertification. Grasslands in arid areas with long dry seasons are desertifying and dying all over the world. These are the areas of the planet that are desertifying. Parts of the world that experience year-round humidity are not included here because they develop differently to the arid grasslands. Plants in these environments decompose quickly due to the high numbers of insects and microorganisms, which remain active throughout the year due to the constant humidity. In arid areas during the long dry seasons, insect and microorganism activity is drastically reduced as these organisms go into dormancy. So something else is needed to break down the plant material during these long dry periods. Millions of herding animals. The reason the grasslands are dying is that they no longer have the correct timing, movement, and impact of huge numbers of herding animals. There was a delicate balance between predator, prey, and soil health. Animal movement, numbers, and timing were all essential in keeping the grasslands alive. The herds were kept bunched together and on the move by their pack-hunting predators. This movement ensured that the soil got churned up and aerated by their hooves, while the grass got fertilized and trampled down to form a protective mulch over the soil. But humans came along and did terrible things like this. And they mismanaged resources like this. And made more bad management decisions like this. Which all just leads to this getting worse and worse. In all of history, when managing resources, we have somehow ignored the fact that everything in nature relies on everything else to survive. It is all complex. Now we have total imbalance, diminished herds without enough predators spread out, staying too long in one place, behaving completely unnaturally. But with holistic planned grazing, we can use any herding animal as a tool to mimic the movement of those wild herds and regenerate the world's grasslands for wildlife. Because holistic grazing is planned using the simple holistic management framework which puts the health of our life-supporting environment first and addresses complexity. This is the framework that can change our future. By applying it, we could reverse desertification and literally change the world. In just 3 years, land that has desertified can go from this to this. And this. The difference is amazing. And offers so much hope. Not only can livestock be used to regenerate habitat and reverse desertification to save wildlife, they are also healthy and happy. There is absolutely no need for barbaric, cruel, unhealthy, and environmentally damaging practices like these. Holistic planned grazing brings our soils, rivers, and grasslands back to life. Biodiversity returns and wildlife can thrive. The soil is the biggest carbon sink and reservoir of fresh water the earth has. Soil supports all life. We have to regenerate the world's grasslands for our children and for our wildlife. If we don't, neither will have a future. It's that simple.